So
Recording.
we're recording. Yay! So hello everyone. This is Laleh Hancock and this is my friend Marie. Marie, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Marie Sandrine Laleh.
Listen to that beautiful French accent. I love it. I love it. Well, we're chitter-chatting and then we were like, let's take our conversation to a Facebook Live. But as you can imagine, our Zoom to Facebook for some reason was just not working. And we were like, what can we ask? What can we be? What can we do different to allow us to go? And we realized, you know what? We're just going to do a video and then we'll post it. So Marie and I were chatting actually about what's going on in the world. And as you can see, I was just about to go for my walk with the magical trees, and our conversation got so exciting that we said, hey, it doesn't matter what we're wearing. Let's just take our conversation out to the world. And just, Marie, how are you handling this quarantine? And like, what can you share about what's really been contributing to you?
For me, this period is very contribution, and I perceive that from the beginning, when everything changed and I have a space of nothing before I can see that like something very difficult to handle and very stressful. But this space of nothing, now I get it the space of creation and of question. So for me, this tool, Access Consciousness, allow me to be always in the question to create what is required now and not in the agenda I have before. So with this tool, I really in movement with event, what everything happen, and always in question for what is the new possibility or new space finally. So finally in this time, I create a lot, in fact.
Yeah. So for everyone who's listening out there, like most of us don't realize we tend to pre-plan everything in our lives. Like I know for me, my schedule, I had things booked every month until November. And even as excited as I was about each of those possibilities, where I was traveling to, what I was going to be doing while I was there still was this like go, 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 go mentality. And I was wondering, hey, I'm coming to Portugal. I want to see where I can possibly live. And when will I have even time to come live here? That was one of my questions. And so we tend to not live in those 10 seconds of choice where we're choosing, we're creating. And like you said, I wonder like how many people I've talked to around the world, my previous sister-in-law, like others, like they're actually looking at the gift of what's happening in the world, not the gift of, the problems and the challenges with the businesses and people's lives and people getting sick or dying, not from that perspective of it, but the other things that have come out of those difficulties, that have come out of being stuck at home with her husband and 3 kids. Like she's so grateful because there's a different relationship between them. And, like what you were saying, Marie, I really think like there's so many questions. Like Access Consciousness is all about asking questions. And one of the things it's prepared me the last 8 years is to know that whatever's going on in my life doesn't have to last. Mm-hmm. If I'm really willing to be in the question, like I can actually ask, okay, what else is possible for me to choose now?
Yeah.
What else is available for us to even be aware of that we weren't before? There's so many magical stories of animals coming into streets and highways. And like there was a river in India that has always been polluted and disgusting, really. And for the first time, scientists are saying it's so clean you can even drink it as water. Like, our world has never been like this. I mean, I don't know the last time it was. So it doesn't mean every moment is easy. Like you were saying, like I said, I wake up and sometimes like I need 1 hour of my own recordings of like we can call it my mantras, you can call it my meditation, whatever you want to call it. It's like I literally need to remember this space of me and not just what I'm waking up to. I'm waking up to my phone having a million messages. I'm waking up to the whole world kind of being in panic mode of what happens next. And so for me, what I've found is recording audio really helps me with questions and gratitude. Like the first part of my audio, all of them start with like, first, good morning, Earth, and good morning, blanket, and like saying hello to my body, and like actually having gratitude for being alive.
Mm.
And then I thank the businesses and the birds. Like it just kind of goes from there. But like that first space of gratitude actually opens more door for more gratitude than to the thinking, in my head. So what about for you? What's been helping you during this moment of interesting stuff?
For me, it's to come back in presence, because as you said, when you do many things, in fact, you forget this space of question, this space of what I chose yesterday, is it always okay, or can I choose something different? So this think about living in 10-second increments. And when you speak about this gratitude thing, this gratitude space and your space, we talk about that. It's really your being space finally. And for me, this period and access tool allow me to be connect at my space. When I say my space, it's what will bring more joy, and from where do I choose about what I have to do or how I want to be. And when we change this thing about always doing, always being reaction, rather than to take time, be present, just ask one, two questions, and change this energy of reaction to action, really with what we are present of and not what we decide yesterday, really give me a space. We are the source of creation. We are the source of our life, and everything happens finally when you come back in this presence of your space. You always have the awareness about what else is possible, like what is new possibility I don't consider before. So what I want to share about that, the space of being you, it's really the space where you are never lost. You never need anything. You have you and all your creativity, what you know, and you don't ask for to expose it to you. And how when we acknowledge it, finally we always have key to create something greater, whatever happened.
Yeah, and it's interesting because being you is as a specialty class within Access Consciousness. And I, before Access, like if you said, okay, Laleh, what is it when you're being you? And I could have said to you, oh my God, it's when I'm driving my kids to their soccer game, or I'm going to work, or like it was always defined by my title, my title as a mom, my title as a daughter, my title as a executive or whatever. Like it was all these things that are kind of outside of me. And Dr. Dane here created these classes, workshops around the world. And it's actually about not finding you. You're not lost, but the exploration of when you take away the labels of who you are and allowing you not to separate from all of you. And it's interesting, like for me, I realize my joy. Like I am a silly, silly person. And I have the weirdest sense of humor. And so, like, I don't have to be laughing the whole time, but like when there's that joy, and it doesn't matter, I could be creating a new business or new project or just having a good time with friends, like the joy, that's me being me. And then the serious part is me trying to figure out what other people need. Like the minute I go into serious, that's when I'm really thinking and going outside of me. And so, like, I found like there's not a destination. It's not like, okay, today I found me. Yay, I found me. There's no more work involved, Thank you. Okay, I found me. No, it's this like continuous exploration. And every day being me is different. It includes the joy, but it looks different. It feels different. I sense it different. Like it's this whole exploration of moment by moment. And those are the moments I'm also not separating me out because I made everyone else priority. But the minute I make me and what I'm desiring priority, it then includes my family, it includes my friends, it includes my colleagues, it includes truly the gift of the universe. And so there's this, like where everything just is and you don't have to work to make it that way. So, like, yeah, that. And I wonder, like, can you share one of the Being You tools or a question or something that maybe has really been a contribution to you or others that you're chatting with every day?
I really have a thing really present for me, because when you spoke about your joy and it's you, and in the serious things like that is not really you, I perceive for me it's like when I am in problem, like something to handle is not me. When I am in this kind of craziness, creating crazy and irrational choice, this is me. And so the question I ask for that, it's when I am in problem, something show up and I see I don't go in the irrational or crazy way. I add this question, from what or whom reality I function now. It's like I really get what is my reality, like you, your joy. Me, I said that people can find their way where they feel really good. So this is their reality, and ways and function differently. They can ask this question: really, do I'm now in my reality, or in other reality, or from which or who reality? And for me, it's always this question to allow me to see I buy a people problem, society problem, but it's not really something I'm effect of, but it's not mine finally.
And it's interesting. I remember when my kids were growing up, and I was always a different kind of mom. I got divorced when my kids were less than 2. And so it was pretty much me and the girls, living together. And we could just talk about anything, we could handle any situation that came up at school or at work or anything. And then there was those moments that it was like, no, you have to do this. Like I'd go into like, oh no, my kids need to do this or whatever. And I realized, no, who am I being when I'm actually, because it wouldn't feel good. It wouldn't feel good in my body. It didn't feel, my body was no longer relaxed. Like I went into this tension period, and I could tell like it would go wonky in my kids' worlds too. And luckily it never lasted very long, because I was that kind of parent that was like, okay, that didn't work. Let's But it's also like how much our whole lives we've been functioning at other people's worlds, like your mom, your dad, society, your teachers, the best way to be the mom, the best way to be the employee. And so like those moments, like it's like it takes us into out of our reality and into like, how am I supposed to do it so I get it right?
Mhm.
So I'm not wrong. So I am the good parent. And I get now when I'm facilitating, I'm also a conscious parent, conscious kids facilitators. And like, just like that moment of like, when you go into like, oh, and you feel it, that's not yours. Like, oh, would you be willing to laugh with it? Now I'm like, oh my God, I'm being my mom. And I can laugh about it. And I love my mom and I'm so grateful for my mom. But my mom's style of parenting is never going to be my style of parenting. There might be things from that works for me and my kids, but it's not. We're a new day, we're a new world. It's just not there. And so like, oh, the laughter, the silliness, the willingness to get it wrong and be that terrible, terrible parent. So, like you said, irrational, right?
Yeah.
Not to do it the way everybody else will do it, but like,
Yes. And as you said, finally, in this way, when you to be parent, to be in your creation, in your life, it's easier. When you do things like someone else, or like things have to be done, to be right, etc. As you said, it's very hard. It's very hard when you let go that and really choose what worked for me. It's so easy, really. We can really like be magic. Things happen like that. So what would it take to choosing to more being us, and allow us to have this funny, joyful, irrational, and easy life finally?
that's a beautiful question and one of my favorites. And like I get it. If I don't know who's going to be watching this or where they're going to get this information, but like, if you're willing to always ask a question, like even to say, what question can I ask now to be in my reality, to actually like, to have clarity. Like, I think that's the other one that we forget is like, there's so much going on in your world, in your head and everywhere else. And so like, sometimes just the clarity is what you need, is more of what the information is requiring. So, um, Marie, would you like to share a little bit of like, where can people find out more information about some of these tools?
I am on Facebook. So my page is Marie Sandrine Laleh, facilitatrice certifiée Access Consciousness in French. Or I have also a YouTube channel. So I share many tools with this kind of video, to invite people just play with this tool and see what they can change with all of the thing of Access Consciousness.
Yeah. And accessconsciousness.com, beingyou.com, you can go to as well. Accessconsciousness.com has a lot of different tools available. I don't know, technology might have been playing weird a little bit right there. So, and we're facilitators all around the world. So if you guys ever wanted to experiment, there's lots of taster classes that we do, which are like 2-hour classes, or you could do 1-day classes or 2.5 days, whatever works for you. And also, like, I'm wondering, can't tell if it's my internet. It's so funny. We had technical stuff coming on, and now it's being interesting at this moment. So one of the things that I personally love is space. Like you said about being present. If you even just say hello to your toes, you become present with your body. Or you can say hello to your business. Like anything you like, literally that moment, you are being present with whatever it is you like to be present with. And when we're being present, even technology can't stop us. Okay, technology, don't stop us. Yeah, so if you guys would like to learn more, please check us out. Laleh Hancock, and you can go to accessconsciousness.com/Laleh Hancock, and my classes are there, information's there, or just the accessconsciousness.com, or you can go to Marie's YouTube or her pages. I think even if you just search being you,
Yeah.
and what else is possible. Hey, by the way, that's one of my favorite questions. What else is possible I haven't even considered yet?
Me too.
All right, guys, until next time, see you soon.
Thank you, Laleh. Bye-bye.
Au revoir.